Hello, this is Alistair Beaumont, the Heretic Hermit, and this is reading number 5 for YouTube request reading. YouTube request reading number 5. This one's for Erica. The question you asked me. Okay, I'm going to summarize the question you asked me so that I know you had to translate it from a different language basically to get it in English. So I'm going to summarize it, and I hope the summarization of your question won't piss you off. I hope it doesn't offend you because I wanted to make it more like streamlined so that I can just it's simple enough to put it on the screen because it loses something in translation, and not to mention in the end instead of doing 4 readings, one for each question, I just decided to make it simpler and just make one reading that satisfied all 4 questions. So because of that, let's just make this easier. Okay, so what I came up with is not okay. So what I come up with is also a reflection of the reading itself, so I'm kind of giving you kind of a spoiler ahead of time by doing it because your concern was, is he the best for you, or the original question was, is he the best for you, or will he disappear from your life? And if he's not for your highest good, you're not going to even read it. If he's not for your highest good, when will he disappear? Will the universe help me remove him, or whatever? So it will help me remove him or bring him closer to me. And I didn't understand what you mean, at least as much as I could. So I hope I've got it. Maybe I pissed you off. I hope not. I'm not good. The question I came up with: is my ex right for me? And if so, will the universe help bring us together? Because the reading was actually quite positive. You mentioned before that these people are narcissists, but I'm not sure if this particular ex is so much a narcissist as he is just, he might be selfish. I certainly get the impression he loves himself, but at the same time, I get the impression he loves you too. So here's the reading that I came up with. It's got 4 sections: one for you, one for him, how you fit together, how you are together, and what the universe is going to do because of it. So hopefully that'll satisfy. That'll give you the answer you're looking for. So what I plan to do is I'm going to have it set up so that the reading is split into 4 parts. You, him, how you fit together, and then the universe. What the universe is going to do. I'm doing this on the fly, and I know the cards. I'm not worried about where the cards are going to land because I'm just trying to figure out the pattern that I'm going to use. So you, him, how you fit together, yeah, on the path of the universe. There you go. Perfect. Except for the way it lines up in the camera, because the way it lines up in the camera is not perfect. Yeah. There you go. Let's see if I can get this a little bit better. There we are. Okay, so, like I said, this is you, this is him, this is how you fit together, this is how what the universe is going to do about it. So starting with you, your side of this is desire for the King of Wands. So it's almost like you have it's the attraction, the fire, the thing. You're physically, emotionally, intimately attracted to this person. This guy is the reason why you're attracted to your ex. The reason, even though he is your ex, doesn't matter. You can't seem to pull yourself away from him. The fact that you can't pull yourself away from him is illustrated here in the Knight of Swords, because your determination is just overwhelming any kind of senses or logic you might have. You just can't seem to stop yourself from thinking about him or wanting to be with him. Knight of Pentacles is options. This is what you wish you had, because on one hand, while you're happy to have him fulfill your desires, on the other hand, you wish there was something else you could do, because you know there's a reason why he's your ex. As it's the way it describes in your description, is that the idea that they're all the people you've been with are narcissists, and it's like in that regard, he probably reflects that same thing. Going over to him, he brings the King of Cups, which means there's something about him. This is masculine energy and true love. This is actually love itself, which is strange. I didn't expect to see that from him, but looks like he does love you. The fact that the Queen of Cups is right next to it also makes me wonder. I don't know how much of a narcissist he may or may not be, but there's certainly love here. It's unusual to see the king and the queen right next to each other. So if this is him and his love, this is how he views you. And finally, the Seven of Pentacles is the planting of a seed, which means he'd like to make plans with you for the future. You are the person he wants to be with. How you two fit together? You bring the wealth, home and hearth. He brings the gambler's wish. This is where the narcissism comes into play, because the problem is just that he is more about risk and taking chances, and you are more about being conservative. So you are thinking about the long haul. He's thinking about now, and now's the only thing he's concerned with, and that's where the problem is. I don't know if it's necessarily narcissism. It just has to do with the fact that he just wants to have fun, and you are more. It's not that you don't have fun, but you just don't want to take as many risks. You want something that's just going to settle down and work with you long term, and that doesn't feel like him, even though he does love you, which should be noted. What the universe is going to do about this is rebirth on your part, since this is on your side, because I think, like you were wondering if whether or not this person is good for you long term, and it seems like they will be, because I can't believe there's no such thing. I don't believe in coincidence. And it's weird, you have the queen and the king, and his side is not about narcissism that I can tell. His side is about nurturing and love. So rebirth is on your end, because you are going to end up looking at this a little differently when all is said and done. On his end, we have the Chariot for a major life decision that he has to make, which suggests that he might even be willing to pull back on the whole let's just gamble all the time and have fun thing. He's actually considering doing that just for your sake, and the universe is helping him out in that regard. Beyond that, we have the Six of Pentacles, which is what you need to give in this part for generosity, because if the universe is willing to work with you and he's willing to try to change, then you have to be open-minded to the idea, since you have such a heavy attraction for him. And on his side, he brings the Queen of Swords, which unfortunately is his fear of you. He wants to love you, he wants to be with you, but he fears you're never going to accept him, because how he is, even with him trying to change, how he is. He doesn't want to change for himself. He's happy with himself. That's where you're detecting the narcissism. He's just happy with who he is, but he's afraid that you'll never accept him for who he is, which is what the problem is. And that sums up the rest of this. Can you be with him? Yes, but it's about you accepting him for who he is. I don't know what to say beyond that. So here is the extra part of the reading where I go into all the numbers. We start with the suits. Or actually, we start with the types. You have 5 minors and 5 courts, which means, and two majors. The 2 majors don't help you very much. The 2 majors don't give you a lot for destiny when it comes to the universe. Except for, okay, I shouldn't say that. I should actually take that back, because they're actually in the right spot. The 2 majors in question are in the universe spot. So they're actually in the spot of the universe. One's judgment for what judgment is for you. If the universe is giving you presents, judgment for you, and the Chariot for him. So for you, it's rebirth to try to accept him for who he is, and for him, it's to try to be a better person, to be something more what you want versus what he is. So, in that regard, then of course the destiny is pretty strong. But if you take the rest of the card, 5 majors and 5 courts, it should be noted that because they're even, you got 5 minors. I say majors, I said majors, I meant minors. 5 minors and 5 courts. 5 minors is choice, which means it's kind of up to you what's going to happen. And 5 courts has to do with influence. So the 5 courts have to do with exterior influence on the relationship. And I have to say, even though the courts are fairly evenly split, I think he had 2 and you had 1. Yours was, no, you had 2. You had the Knight too. You had the King and the Knight, or the Queen and the Knight. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. So it's evenly spread, and I just wonder, because of all the quartz that are in there, if what splits you up is less about what you wanted and what he wanted and more about other people interfering with your relationship. Because to have 5 quartz means there's more than 2 people involved in this. This isn't just you and him. This is you and him and a bunch of other people that are, because anything past 2, and it's like, and now you got too many hands in the, too many fingers in the pie, so to speak. So that should be considered. That perhaps one of the reasons why you broke up with him, and I'm not trying to judge you or even trying to guess, I'm just saying one of the things that was probably a heavy influence on you breaking up with him was the opinions of people close to you that thought it was best for you. So you should consider that. Because based on the reading, I'm not sure if that was such a good idea. No offense. I'm not telling you what to do, I'm just saying by the cards thing, it's like, well, I don't know. You could do worse. So, moving on to suits. 2 swords, 1 wand, 3 cups, and 4 pentacles. Pentacles should be paid attention to because they're not only the most numerous in the reading, but pentacles speak of long-term goals. If we're talking about relationships, pentacles means we're talking about going the distance. And since you're not the only person that had the pentacles in the reading, I mean, you had most of the pentacles, but you weren't completely in the pentacles. It wasn't all you for pentacles. It's more your side than his, yes, because you want them. You want the long term more than he does, but he's not completely oblivious to it, though. Which means he's not. He might be wanting to hang on to his more childish ways and be more about gambling and having fun and taking risks, but it doesn't matter because he is aware that he has to settle down. 3 cups is also important as a second place because that means it's all about relationships too. A lot of relationship influence, especially with his goddamn king and queen, because it's not, when you see the king and queen of any suit and they're together, it's almost certainly about love, because it's like, it's literally the two of you fit together so well. And the fact that he has cups on his side, they were both on his side. It's like, and I mean no offense when I say this, but I just don't know if your perception was, especially with the courts too, because it's like, is your perception based solely on what you think, or is it based on what other people were afraid for you, or some sort of interference? Because he does love you a lot. Like, it just seems to me like he actually loves you quite a bit. I don't know what broke you up, but anyway, 2 swords for intellect just means 2 swords for intelligence. Not much to worry about in that regard. And 1 wand for change, which is not great either, but at least it's something. The most important part is it's balanced. 4 suits means 4 balance. There's a little bit of everything, which also suggests that this is happening for a reason. Leaning toward the whole idea that maybe you shouldn't be breaking up with him. We shouldn't have broken up with him at all, which is why I keep mentioning about the influence thing, because I'm getting the feeling that other people were kind of convinced you it was a good idea. No offense to you, please. I don't judge my clients. I'm just trying to help. But it just seems to me like I think you had a few too many whispers in your ear that were affecting the whole thing. Finally, the numbers. The numbers, which I'm going to put there for you. The numbers, your path. 6, 3 7s, a 9, and a 10. So the 6 is resolution. But the fact that there's nothing behind it still leans into the idea that this was not it wasn't 100% your decision. This is like, because you're resolving things fine, but you have nothing behind it to resolve. There's no 2, there's no 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So it's like, because there's none of those numbers, you're resolving something, but I don't know what you're resolving. There's nothing there. 1s usually start things over. That's not happening. 2's development. 3 is progress. 4 is plateau. 5 is chaos. Any one of those things could have a resolution behind it. You can resolve anything, behind it, but there's nothing there. So what are you resolving? Are you sure you're resolving something? Anyway, 3 7s is the planting of a seed, of course. So it's the idea of setting the stage for the future. And the fact that some of the 7s were on his side, especially the Gambler's Wish and the Chariot, I really think like there's more to him than meets the eye. I'm not sure. Like, I know how he appears. I know how he seems to people, but there's a reason why you're attracted to him, and there's a reason why it's almost irresistible. And I just wonder if maybe you were just a little too quick to jump the gun, but I don't know your situation, so I'm just saying. You asked about him, you want to know if he fits for you, and it's like, I think he does. There's no 8 for growth because the seeds haven't had a chance to grow yet because they're split up. The 9 is a warning. It's a sign. It's a sign to warn you that everything I just told you. It's basically the idea is just warning you that you might want to think twice before letting this guy get you, letting him go by, because there's something special about him in there. And finally, the 10 is the end of a cycle, which we're all in a path, the life of path. We all have our own paths, but the cycles end and restart constantly. This is the end of this cycle. So it means, actually there's 2 10s. So it means I think it means the separate. It can go either way. Technically speaking, you can just end things with them if you want. But it doesn't feel like that's a good idea. And so if it's going the other way, it's like in order to get to the one that starts a new cycle, to start a new life, to start a new thing with them, whatever, this is the end. So it's a make or break situation. You have to make this decision, and when you do, there's no turning back. Like if you want to have him back in your life, now's the time. If you don't want him back in your life, then now's the time for that too. And unfortunately, I can't tell you what to do other than just to tell you that the universe is on your side for putting you two together, and you do have a good connection. It's just that he's just a little more goofy on the child department. He's a little more flighty, a little more risky, a little more immature, and you're more mature. And it's not a dig on either one of you. It's just that you have to look at it in terms of he has what you lack and you have what he lacks. I'm going to make it simple. You are responsible. He's not. He knows how to have fun, though. You're a little more conservative with that. You're not as quick to go out there and, So it's like in that regard, there's parts of you. I always tell people that my favorite aspect about love was from Rocky, the movie Rocky with Sylvester Stallone. Paulie asks him why he wants to be with his sister, and he said gaps. She's got gaps, I've got gaps, we fit each other's gaps. And what he meant was, where he's weak, she's strong. And where he's weak, she's strong. Where she's weak, he's strong. Fit together. And I think that's the most powerful thing about love. And in that regard, you kind of fit each other very well, because you are strong where he's weak, and he's strong where you're weak. And in that regard, it's like your characteristics are maybe a little hard, and it's just, the narcissism thing is a buzzword these days. It's one of those things where, although I know this narcissism is a problem, I don't like it when things get these labels, because it just becomes a fad, and then everybody's running away with it. It's like gaslighting. Gaslighting is now so fucking common, it's just insane. And anybody out there, you can accuse anybody of gaslighting all day long. And it's like, I think because these things become so popular, it diminishes the value of what they're trying to say. A true narcissist is dangerous. A true narcissist can't love anybody. And a true narcissist doesn't even know what the fuck love is. So how can this person be a narcissist and be in love with you? Oh, sure, he can love himself. So it's like there's definitely some, selfishness there. But pure narcissism is like, I don't know. It just doesn't fit right for this guy. And he seems to love himself, maybe, but he also loves you. And it's like, nobody's perfect. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got. Those are the numbers. You wanted to know whether or not he was right for you and what the universe can do for you to bring you together, and I've answered all your questions in one shot with the reading. So I hope this helps you out. I hope you're satisfied. Please let me know in the comments or by email or however you want to do it. And there you go. As for anybody else out there who's watching this video or wants to watch my videos, give me a question and I'll give you a video just like this one. You can contact me any way you want to do it. You can tell me how you want it to be presented. You can tell me anything you need, and I'm willing to do it. So thank you for watching this video. Please like it and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. May the universe guide you to prosperity and happiness, and I will be seeing